Topic examines the defining characteristics of the four major market structures: perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. Understanding these structures is essential because they influence pricing power, profitability, production decisions, and long-run industry behavior. The topic evaluates each market form according to several criteria, including the number of firms in the industry, barriers to entry and exit, product differentiation, pricing authority, and the role of advertising. These characteristics shape how firms compete and determine the degree of efficiency within markets. Investors and analysts use market structure analysis to assess industry attractiveness, competitive intensity, and the sustainability of corporate earnings over time. Perfect competition represents the most competitive market structure and serves as a benchmark for economic efficiency. In this structure, numerous small firms produce homogeneous products that are perfect substitutes for one another. Because no individual firm is large enough to influence market price, firms are price takers and must accept the prevailing market equilibrium price. Barriers to entry and exit are minimal, allowing firms to freely enter profitable industries or leave unprofitable ones. Advertising is generally unnecessary because products are identical. In the long run, economic profits trend toward zero as new entrants increase supply and competition. Agricultural commodity markets are commonly cited examples approximating perfect competition in practice. Monopolistic competition also contains many firms and relatively low barriers to entry, but products are differentiated rather than identical. Firms compete through branding, quality variation, customer service, and advertising, which provide limited pricing power. Because consumers may perceive products as distinct, firms face downward-sloping demand curves and can charge prices above marginal cost. Examples include restaurants, clothing brands, and consumer goods producers. However, the ease of market entry limits long-run economic profits because successful firms attract competitors offering similar alternatives. Heavy marketing expenditures and product innovation become important strategic tools. This market structure reflects real-world competition in many retail and service industries where differentiation significantly influences consumer purchasing decisions. Oligopoly is characterized by a small number of dominant firms that control a large portion of market output. Entry barriers are typically high because of significant capital requirements, technological advantages, economies of scale, or government regulation. Products may be homogeneous, such as steel or oil, or differentiated through branding, as seen in automobile or telecommunications industries. One of the defining features of oligopoly is interdependence among firms. Because each firm's pricing and output decisions affect competitors, strategic behavior becomes highly important. Firms may compete aggressively, collude informally, or follow a dominant price leader. The uncertainty surrounding competitor reactions makes pricing strategies complex and creates unique challenges for managers and investors evaluating industry performance. A monopoly exists when a single firm supplies the entire market for a product with no close substitutes. Monopolies possess substantial pricing power because consumers lack alternative providers. Barriers to entry are extremely high and may arise from legal protections, ownership of key resources, technological superiority, or natural monopoly conditions where one producer can supply the market at lower cost than multiple firms. Monopolists maximize profit by selecting the quantity where marginal revenue equals marginal cost and charging the corresponding price on the demand curve. Although monopolies can earn persistent economic profits, they may produce less output and charge higher prices than competitive markets, creating allocative inefficiency and potential welfare losses for consumers. The topic concludes by emphasizing how market structures affect firm strategy, profitability, and long-term industry outcomes. Perfect competition promotes efficiency but limits profitability, while monopolistic competition balances differentiation and competition. Oligopolies often generate stable profits because of entry barriers and strategic interaction, whereas monopolies can sustain significant pricing power but may face regulatory scrutiny. Analysts evaluating industries must consider concentration levels, barriers to entry, cost structures, and competitive behavior when forecasting corporate earnings and risk. Understanding market structures also helps explain pricing patterns, advertising intensity, innovation incentives, and operational strategies across sectors. For CFA candidates, this framework provides essential economic insight for analyzing companies, industries, and broader market dynamics in investment decision-making.